G'day and welcome to another episode of Kiwi Car Life, and in continuation of my frankly accidental recent theme of reviewing fast wagons, here we have a Volkswagen Golf R, a 2015 model. On the face of it, it doesn't really look like anything special. It's finished in this very nice blue paint job, but Volkswagen has always been about, refinement, simplicity and everything. So even though this is the fastest Golf you can buy, doesn't really look like it, which in many ways is a good thing because it's probably going to age very well. At the front end you've got a nice set of LED lights, obviously of course all the typical Volkswagen chrome here at the front, but the few little black accents and everything sort of tied in very, very nicely. The wheels I think look absolutely fantastic on these, with a very cool little sort of blue rim with the little R logo on the side. It reminds me a lot of the wheels that I had on my CD5. They had a little blue rim around the outside too, which was something a little bit different. Now frankly I have no idea why, but I've noticed that a lot of European cars seem to have silver mirror caps. That BMW 135i that I reviewed had silver mirror caps, and a few other cars that I've looked at have had silver mirror caps as well. It's obviously something that designates European sportiness or something like that. And naturally if you load this thing up with stuff and put a roof box on the top, it's not really going to look like anything special besides maybe the quad exhaust tips that you can see there at the back. But the cool thing about it, I reckon, is that you can kind of have your own personal fun in this thing. No one really has any idea what this is or if it's anything special, but to you, you know that you've got an almighty 2-litre engine under the bonnet, which produces 206 kilowatt and 380 newton meters. Slightly less than the Civic Type R, but then again this is paired with all-wheel drive and a 6-speed dual clutch transmission, which really helps to make this thing go like the clappers in a straight line. The interior is a bit of a mixed bag, if I'm honest. The steering wheel feels fantastic and I like the look of everything, but some of the material choices I think are a bit questionable for a family wagon. For starters, the entire dashboard is covered in scratchy black plastic, which is a recipe for just getting fingerprints and scratches all over. I don't know why Volkswagen does this, and I'm sure I'm not the only person to complain about the overuse of shiny black plastic. But the quality feel of everything inside is pretty good. It's still a Volkswagen, it's no Audi or Porsche, but I think the overall quality feel of most of the buttons here on the inside feels pretty good. In terms of features, it's a 2015 car, it's really, really well equipped here on the inside. You've got the latest infotainment system with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and all your Bluetooth and navigation, all that kind of stuff. Dual zone climate control, heated seats, and the gauge cluster, you can show all sorts of useful information and all that kind of thing. You've got adaptive cruise and lane keep assist and a few other little bits and pieces like that. Keyless entry of course as well. You've got your little starter button down there. Front and rear park sensors, reverse camera and everything. This is a very, very well equipped car naturally. The leather seats here are extremely comfortable. They've got the little electronic switches down the side here, which is very nice. So if you just want this as a comfort machine that you can occasionally put your foot down and to enjoy the speed and the power and the DSG farts, as you'll see a bit later on, now this is a really, really good car. Back seat room is very good as well. I've been able to fit back there, no problem at all. And boot space is fantastic on a car like this. You've got a really nice sort of wide, flat load floor, plenty of space to put in all of the kids' stuff. But of course, what you guys all want to know is how does this Golf R wagon drive? Alrighty, driving the Golf R, and I think it's only fair that we start off with this car's best feature. Oh my goodness me, the way that shoots off the line is outrageous. How does this thing sound through the tunnel? That's a lot of fun. Now naturally, with this being a Golf R wagon, it's going to be bought by dads with kids for their family. So of course said dad is going to want his car to be both fast but also comfortable. And I'm pleased to report that this car is really nice to drive, which really surprised me because this is the hottest Golf you can buy, and yet it still rides really, really well over rough pavement. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make sure that we're in race mode and let's see what this Golf R can do. Oh yes, mate, the little exhaust upshift farts that you get are so good on this car, man. I don't know if you can hear it, but listen. Oh, that is so good. This thing is nice and it has so much torque. You can just put your foot down at any moment. You You get a near immediate response from the turbos, which is just fantastic. Handling feels really good actually. It corners flat and level. The last car I drove up here was the Yaris GR, which I have to admit was quite different. That kind of rolled through the corners. This in many ways feels more like the Civic Type R, where it's a lot more flat. Oh yeah. That's fast. Although I have to admit, not quite as quick as I expected. You know, I did the launch before and that gives you a solid kick in the back, but once you get it up to a bit more speed, especially over a big old hill like that, it's certainly fast, but you know, I wouldn't call it terrifying. You know, if you just want this as a daily driver, then you can occasionally, you know, slap it in second gear and do that with, oh, yep, that's fast. It's a very, very good option. This is the kind of car for somebody who just wants something that can do everything, right? It's practical, you can seat 5 people in comfort, it's got adaptive cruise, lane keep assist, a massive TV screen down here for all your infotainment needs and Bluetooth and navigation, all that kind of stuff. It's extremely quiet, it's extremely comfortable, but then at the same time, you know, it's pretty darn fast. Does little upshift farts and everything. In my opinion, it's not for me. It just is almost so good that it has no soul. But if you don't care about that and you just want something that's going to do everything really, really well for you, especially at an affordable price, then this is most certainly the car for you. And if you like the look of this particular one, which is in a great colour and is in literally brand new condition, then hit up Cooper Auto Company via his website down in the description. And if you want to see some more fast wagon reviews, then click over here to see me reviewing an Alfa Romeo 159 JTS, and click over here to see me reviewing a manual swapped Accord Euro wagon. And I will look forward to seeing you again next time.